Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 732, Whitetail Country edition of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined today from different areas of the United States. Ben
Where's
Funky
JD?
Aspen.
I don't know where JD is.
Yeah,
I
where
am
is
in the
JD?
heartland.
The Heartland, Iowa or
Omaha.
Nebraska?
Nebraska.
Omaha. Ah, yes, Omaha.
Got it.
So we're here. It's Christmas time here at Flow, so we're all distributed around the nation. Ben is home in Wisconsin, and man, it's a kind of a treat. So much wrestling to talk about on this week, which is normally a slower week. Normally, it's like around the 20th, the week before Christmas time. It's a little slow, and then it ramps up after Christmas, Midland Scuffle, and then we're off to the races. But now we have so much to discuss.
I got so many hot takes. Let me out of my cage.
All right, let's go. Ben is.
I got a list. I got the documents.
Wait.
I'm what?
Did you write on the cardboard portion of the notepad?
Listen, I ran out sheets of paper, and I'm like, listen, I've got finished watching wrestling. I said my wife wanted to turn Yellowstone. I said I got so much going on up here. I literally watched wrestling from 10 to 10. I mean, I had some other things going on while I was watching it, but it was usually in the background. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many things I want to flip out about. I need to write them down because I'm definitely gonna forget by the time the morning comes around. And I got my list.
Let's go. Let's start with the number one thing on your mind.
So this would be, well, I'm gonna go in list order. This would be talking about that Cardenas Dean match. You know, one of the calls that annoys me the most in all wrestling is when.
Let's tell people what happened though.
Okay, well, we can do it. I'll talk about the one situation. We'll talk about the match. It was a great match. But Cardenas is in a leg attack. Dean pretty much dives straight out of bounds, and it's an action call. Listen, guys, we used to have something for this called fleeing the hold. If a guy is under attack, meaning the other guy's on a leg attack, and this guy dives straight out of bounds, that should be stalling. That is like the definition of what stalling is, in my opinion. Tell me why you don't like that take, Christian.
So I don't dislike that take. I think there are scenarios where, Ben, where diving out of the leg attack is the right defensive maneuver?
So, in my opinion, actually, the answer to that is no. The way I coach, diving away is almost always like a last ditch. Like, I don't know what else I'm going to do, so I'm going to dive away. It's not a good choice. It's a bad choice, okay? But listen, like in freestyle, there's a rule set, right? If this is the out of bounds, I can't go out of bounds. And so in folk style, it used to be, this is the circle we wrestle in. If I dive out of the circle in order to not get taken down, then that is in fact fleeing the hold. It should be called stalling every single time that happens. It should be called stalling.
Here's why I do actually agree with you, playing devil's advocate there previously. But basically, you forego, in my opinion, of how wrestling should be interpreted, you forego the right to kick out when you allow the wrestling to get out of bounds and you get yourself to that point.
Yeah.
So that's just it's a boundary. It's supposed to be a boundary. It's not a boundary. It's not supposed to be. It's totally incentivized to go out of bounds. And there's another Matt situation that sort of annoyed me with you. And you talked about this maybe a week or two ago. When you're getting ridden and you're on the edge out of bounds, you can't get away, but they're letting the riding time click up. That's not as bad as just being able to kick out of bounds with impunity.
I actually have that on my list, Christian. And guess what? That same situation happened in the Dean Cardenas match. Also in the third period, Cardenas is on bottom. Dean has a foot in, and Cardenas smartly crawls out of bounds because you can't get an escape at that point. If you try to do something good on bottom, the top guy pulls his foot out. It's literally impossible. I don't know how refs don't understand this. Cardenas crawls out and they call for stalling. And I'm like, this dude shot on Max Dean like 7 times. Dean shot 0. And now he gets called for stalling because he did what he should do in that situation.
Did y'all see Bro's tweet the other day? It was a Bill Zadek quote. In freestyle, the center of the mat is the safest place to wrestle. In folk style, the edge is the safest place to wrestle.
I don't actually agree with that though. It's actually not true. You're still safer
giving one.
It's still safer to go out of bounds in freestyle. I mean, if someone has
certain situations.
Yeah, most. If you're in danger, try to get out of bounds and give up a step out would be better. I get his point, but it's not really that true.
So I was actually thinking just a lot of, I was letting it go through my head as I was watching wrestling yesterday, but if we did have a step out point and in the top, because one of the things we talk about is the top bottom position. If in the top bottom position, if they went out of bounds, it was against the top guy. I was thinking about that a lot. It would just cause, which would probably be positive, a release scenario, right? So if I'm on top and JD gets to his feet and we're close to the edge, and if we go out of bounds, I got to give JD a point. I'm probably just going to let him go, right? Which isn't bad necessarily, because that's essentially a lot of times what happens on the top position right now with being worn and stalling from rear standing, right? A lot of times in rear standing, I could continue to hold on to you, but I'm worried I'm going to get called for stalling, so I let you go, which is okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So there were a lot of notable results in some of these duels. The Starachi Foca one was huge.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, go hit it.
Well, okay, so Chris Foca, I think, is a 3-time Funky Fresh camper, so I know this guy. So I have a little bit of like personal vested interest. I know him. I want to see him do well. He does well. He gets a takedown. Carter Starocci gets no takedowns. It is 2-2 going to third period. And Chris Foca, that's all the effort you give me? If that was one of the wrestlers, I would be freaking lighting him up. His effort, I don't give a damn about technique or nothing else. His effort level was terrible in the third. You could be the national champ. You're right there. All you got to do is get an escape, not give up riding time, not give up a takedown. You beat the national champ. And that's your effort level. And we can talk about technique all we want or whatever Carter Starocci did, which was stalling, P.S. But Foca, that was terrible effort. Get your ass moving on bottom. You want to be the national champ or you don't want to be the national champ? Figure it out, Jack.
Yeah, watching that third period, after the first breakdown, to me, in my mind, it was over. You could just tell Foca didn't have the solution to getting away. Maybe it was effort.
It was effort. It was effort. I'll tell you when it's effort, and that's effort there, Christian Piles.
I've seen you say that, and I'm not going to disagree necessarily. It didn't seem urgent to me that he get away.
There's zero urgency.
But I would say I have seen a lot of Penn State guys ride guys, and it looks a lot like that. And they look, I mean, when Roman rode out Dayton, I don't think it was an effort level. And I think Dayton was working harder underneath. But
yes,
when they get that foot trip to the tight waist and the wrist, when executed really, really well, it's close to a trump card on top when they get to it. And I've seen a lot of ride outs against good wrestlers with that specific thing, which, to your point, is in no way looking for any turn whatsoever. It's about just riding, which folk style has riding time. So there it is.
Well, that's okay, but they do not ride it. The literal definition is progressing towards the fall on top of stalling. Yeah. Chris Foca, I'm disappointed in your effort level. That being said, if I'm reffing, I'm calling Carter Starocci for freaking stalling. This man did not even, there was no pinning combination. Over the course of 2 minutes, there was not even an attempt at one pinning combination. That, my friend, is stalling. Carter, you stalled. You got lucky. Chris Foca didn't want to put in a lot of effort. That's all it is.
Yeah. And
how often is it really called like that, though?
Called every single time. No, who got stalled out last week? The Iowa State guy. What's his name?
He
got stalled out on the match. We need that guy on the call. That guy would have Carter Strokey might have been disqualified.
That guy was hitting everybody. He was throwing on doubles. DeSanto getting called for stalling
twice. Double doubles. I've never seen that. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was not great. But two just near upsets that could have shifted the duel completely for Cornell. Foca had it in his sights, an escape, and as you said, he got the only takedown on the match. It's 2-2 going to the third, and he's got choice, and they go under. And I think it was the right call. I think you got to go under in that situation.
I got to comment about this here. If you ain't gonna give me that much effort, if that's all the effort you're gonna give me, I'm acting like this coach. If that's all the effort you're gonna give me, or you suck on bottom, which I don't know because I'm not in the room with you. You better not choose bottom.
Well, that was
dog shit.
You notice they put Cardenas neutral in the third too.
Yes, I did know.
Now
they probably know he sucks on bottom or something.
Well, they coached Max Dean forever.
They know he's top.
They know he's really good.
Took him down and rode him out the remainder of the period.
Yeah,
he did ride him out, and he won that late scramble off of Cardenas, dude, Cardenas is like
good shots. Good leg attack.
If you just like didn't know anything about wrestling, you just lined up all the 197s in the nation. He could be one of the first ones off the board because he looks ridiculous, and he's especially compared to Max, who's an 84 pounder, as we
much
probably know. He looks so big. He looks like a gladiator. We got a cuckoo clock over here, so that's going to go off at 10 o'clock a.m. So look forward to that. But yeah, Cardenas, he looked like the real deal. Cornell's got a team. Had to be so weird. I don't know it's got to be the most weird for Max Dean to be wrestling against Cornell. Max Dean wrestled against Cornell, guys.
I was thinking about how
Inuit was a legend for Cornell. Now he's wrestling against them and beating his teammates.
I was thinking about how Inuit all of the Penn State guys were, and I was thinking, wow, this is like, you guys don't even know this dude. He's only been with you for a year. He was over there for like 4 years. Why are you cheering so hard? He's one of them guys.
I think one, it was a big match and it was competitive, but two, I think that ramps it up for him a little bit as well. It's like, all right, this guy came over. They know this means a lot to Max, and you do not want to lose to a Cornell guy after you just left there, right? So, great duel. Very fun to watch.
The other thing about that duel is, I'll admit I made a stupid. I picked it was a 4.5 point spread. I picked Bartlett. I should have done more thinking about it's a dual meet format and how hard Yanni would want to win that match, because his effort level was over and above what it's been a lot of matches this year, and he really went after Bo Bartlett.
He did.
He made us look foolish, Ben.
Well, Christian called it, so just me and you.
Come on, boys! I can't wait to get to the updated scores. We'll save that for later.
I'm kind of shocked though, because you love Bo Bartlett. So when I look back at that pick, I'm kind of surprised you made it.
I'm a competitor, Ben. You know what? You have kids. I'm not picking Caleb to beat Bo Bassett.
So what's your take on Bo Bartlett? He's not making very much progress towards the things you said he was going to make progress towards. He's looking very average this year.
He's jumping off ship yet?
What?
Oh, I'm the captain. I've got the hat on. I'm standing
behind the dip.
I'm playing the long game. Listen, you got to play the long game. You got to play the long game with Bo. I mean, he's a 41 pounder. He's a 41 pounder wrestling 149. He will welcome the graduation of Nick Lee. He should be down at 141 after that when Van Ness comes in at 149, and things will get better. He still has 4 years of eligibility.
No. He's wrestled 2 years. So I guess he'll have three.
Yeah, 3 after this. He had 4 still. This year's not done yet, Ben. Listen, this thing got James English on the podium.
He barely snuck by Tristan Lara. Hey, you know who actually maybe we're underrating? Manzona Bryant. He lost to Manzona Bryant, who has some good tricky things, but not a great gas tank. Manzona Bryant beat Max Murin also.
I don't know. I mean, Max Murin looked tired to me in the third. I thought. So let's talk about the Manzona Murin match.
Manzona also lost to Corby Munson for the second time this season yesterday.
What'd you say?
He also lost to Corbin Munson for the second time this season yesterday.
Tell him, JD.
Yeah, tell me. But I thought Murin looked pretty good early in the match. I thought he actually looked tired at the end, and you could tell it was his, first competition or whatever. It's been a while. We haven't seen much of him this year. So
maybe I'm overrating. Yeah. So Manzona's 5-4 this year. 2 losses to Munson, 2 losses to Corey Crooks, who are 55-50 on WrestleStat. But he does have wins over Bo Bartlett and Max Murin.
Yeah. I don't know. That's not great.
That's him in the basement.
Yeah. Exactly with him. So that was notable. Josh Humphreys with the sneakiest major of 2021 over Caleb Young. He's like,
he pinned him.
He did. He hit him with the old double legs power half. We got a landline going off here. I didn't know.
People still own landlines?
Apparently my in-laws have a landline. I didn't realize that.
So the Iowa pool was boring. It was Lehigh and Central Michigan, who are not nearly a good enough match for Iowa. And I was getting frustrated about this, and you could talk me off a ledge if you want to here.
Don't do it.
Tom Brands in Iowa. I don't know who is the impetus. Not wrestling Virginia Tech and UNI It's just childish. It's immature. It's childish. You don't have a strong moral code. You're just childish. I mean, for God's sakes, it's been how many 15 years now since he left Virginia Tech. I don't even know why they won't wrestle you and I. No one freaking talks about it. I mean, I don't know. Did Doug Schwab steal his wife or something? For God's sakes, they're right there. They're an hour away. Go freaking wrestle them. It's ridiculous. I mean, what is the deal? It's so stupid.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The you and I thing I've heard some stuff about, but it's all rumor mill. So I'm not going to really get into that. But nothing. Yeah. It's nothing that should prohibit them from wrestling each other.
Yes.
There's obviously no fear about wrestling you and I. They're not worried they're gonna get beat. I think it's these are.
They draw up this idea that they have a strong moral code, and they come up with these reasons. But at the end of the day, you guys, that's something my son would do. He's 4 years old. He would come up with a stupid reason to say he's not doing something else, and he would stick to it. He ain't gonna stick to it for 15 years. If that little son of a gun don't grow up, I'm gonna slap him. Don't report me for child abuse because I haven't slapped him yet, but I may. He'd be 19 at that point. P.S. Now, so listen, man. Guys, you're 50 years old. Grow up. Like, I'm sure someone in the Virginia Tech administration did something to you that you don't really like. But remember a couple years ago when the who's NWCA did that national duels thing and they wouldn't wrestle Virginia Tech and then Dresser called them an orange? And it's just like you're making everyone else like cater to your childishness. And the fact that other people will, they should just tell them to get lost. Like, I'm going to put freaking you and I in your pool. Because when you look at the pools,
they won't, but then you're DOA. They're not going to come.
Then you say, you're little babies. Go stay at home. You're babies. Oh, I don't wrestle you and I. Well, shut up. Stay at home. Go to your room. Ozzy, go to your room. You're being freaking childish. I don't deal with that crap. That's what I'm going to say. Because listen, the UNI, Cornell, and Penn State pool, that was a lot of fun. That was some good matches. You know what? I barely turned down the Iowa pool because guess what? Those were boring. They weren't competitive. You know, everyone else, Virginia Tech, Arizona State that was a fun duel. That was a good pool. Okay. Mizzou, NC State, good duel, really good duel. Okay. In the third pool, we have all good duels because it was UNI, Cornell. I watched all them. That was a lot of fun. Iowa, boring because you won't wrestle anyone. Stay home. Go to your room. If you want to pout and act like a child, go to your room. That's what I'm gonna say.
If you think the Iowa Hawkeyes are the only team that says, we'll pass on this team, rest of the thing.
I'll send them all to their room.
This happens.
I'll send them all to their rooms.
It is. You may have to send all wrestling coaches
corner timeout situation.
They all pick their spots. We did the. So I used to help Frank when he did the journeyman pools, the collegiate classic duels, and it's all these round robins and these groups. The coaches and the paranoia and the picking of the spots, and then afterwards one coach was like, you guys set up my team to get screwed and blah blah blah. It's like when all the coaches had already like signed off on the pools, and this is rampant. It is just how it goes. It's a huge.
I'll send them all to the room, Christian. I'll tell them all to be. I just need to be the tournament director, and I'll tell them, listen, go to your room. You're being a child. And I was thinking about this too. No, I told you, Christian. Did I tell you I was gonna flip out this morning?
Yeah, you said.
I watched too much wrestling. I think it got me all like my adrenaline pumping or something yesterday, and I got all fired up. Here's the thing: these little bitches, they don't want to wrestle each other twice in a year or something. I wrestled Chris Pelton 8 times in 2 years. Okay. 9 if you include the All-Star. I didn't say I'm not going to the All-Star because I don't want to wrestle Chris Pelton. No, I want a piece of that son of a gun. I want to whoop his ass. He's beaten me so many times. I'm trying to get him. And again and again and again. And I want more. I want more because I want to beat him. I want to figure this dude out. I only figured him out one time. I only got one on him. Okay. I wrestled 9 times in 2 years. And some of these dudes are like, I don't want to wrestle that guy more than once in a year. Like what? You think you suck? You think if you wrestle him once, he's going to figure you out and you got no tricks? Like, how about you get better at wrestling? How about that?
Yeah.
It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. Listen, if you are a wrestler, you can put this on any bulletin board you want. If you are a wrestler and you are scared to wrestle someone more than once in a year, you are not a good wrestler. You are pathetic.
There is a weird view of competition and it being a detriment or it being potentially something that causes risk down the future that I can't say I understand it, but I've never been at that level or anywhere close to it.
Well, I have, and I can comment. So, I wrestled Chris Pelton 9 times, 9 freaking times in 2 years.
How about shout out to Pendleton for taking the All-Star too, because it favors the underdog here or the the underdog.
okay. Here's the way. If we really want to think about this, right? So you can think about it. 2 people compete against each other, right? There can be a net benefit to wrestler A, a net benefit to wrestler B, or neutral net benefit, right? I mean, it can go, and those are really your 3 options. There's no other options. And so, yes, if there's certain unique things about a wrestler, then and we could probably, if we thought hard, we could name some that where they have this one singular unique thing, then it does. The second time someone faces them, it's going to be a little harder to win for them, right? But then again, that's what I'm telling you guys. If that's your issue, if my issue is I can only wrestle you once and that's the only time I can beat you, you need to get better. You need to get better at wrestling. You need to be able to do more things. You can't be so simple that everyone can figure you out after one time. You can't be that simple. You need to get better. I mean, if your whole gimmick is for 4 years of college wrestling, I'm going to avoid everyone and only wrestle them once. That is a bad strategy. You have a terrible strategy. Someone is not advising you properly.
Yeah, I think I also think there's too much made of losing too, especially early in the year.
Yes.
It's like, who cares? So what if you do lose? It could be the best thing that happens to you because then you don't have to lose at NCAAs. I don't get it.
I mean, sorry, I told you I was going to flip out. I warned you, Christian. No, but if you, so I mean, here's the way I thought about it. I brought up Pelton because I wrestled him nine freaking times. Okay. But when I wrestle someone, I'm going to feel, and I'm going to observe what works, what doesn't work. Are they faster than I thought? Slower? Are they stronger? Are they weaker? Are they more flexible? Less flexible? Like what's going on here? Right. And then the next time I wrestle them, I'm going to devise a plan, right, to beat them. And if I only have one attack, if I say I only have a single leg, yeah, okay. If they know that and they figure that out, then they can stop. That's bad wrestling. You shouldn't only have one attack. You need more attacks, right? So if I say, oh, they're good in single leg defense, I remember that. Now, next time I shoot a high crotch, right? Or if they have great scrambling, next time I snap them down or I shoot a double leg, like I create plans based on it. And guess what? If they beat me, it not only beat me in the match, if they beat me in certain situations, I say, damn, he was kind of good there. How do I figure that situation out? And what does that do? That makes you better at wrestling. You get better. And then the next time you're better in that situation and you don't have to lose because you got better. That's the whole freaking point.
Yes. I agree with your philosophy completely.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. It drives me crazy. And the fact that, I mean, listen, there's no other ones that are as public and as obvious as Iowa Not Wrestling, UNI, and Virginia Tech. Like you're saying, it may be more people. And I have the same sentiment about those people, although I don't know them, if they're doing the same things.
Yeah, I understand. But
what else says death to all duckers?
Don't duck them. I always felt like I mean, this is genuinely how I thought about it. And obviously it didn't work out Chris Pelton because I lost him a crap ton of times. One of the things that Chris Pelton, and listen, I wasn't in the room, so I can't say that what I'm saying is fact. You could ask John Smith and Chris Pelton. John Smith is one of the most brilliant minds in wrestling in the last 40 years, right? And so I always felt like when we wrestled a match, like I was talking about, I'm going to then figure out what did you do and how do I stop it? And I'm going to come up with a new game plan for the next time we match up, right? And I always felt like Chris Pelton would switch the game plan up. Like, for example, a really easy example would be at Stillwater. It was my sophomore year, his senior year. He rolled me out. I lost 3-3 and he had a ride time point. So I lost 4-3, right? And it's like, he never tried. He just basic rode me. I lost. I think I got a reversal with like 20 seconds left in the third or something to that effect. But it was like, he never rode me for that long. It was just a basic ride. And it was like something I totally didn't see coming, right? It was something he had really never tried too much before. And so it was like a new strategy, right? So I came with my game plan. They obviously came with theirs, and it was something new and unique to keep me on my toes. And so, I give them a lot of credit for like continually doing that. And then at Big 12s that year, he didn't try riding me at all, right? He actually took me down, cut me. And I think he got I think 3 takedowns in the first period, but then I kind of gassed him out and I got a couple in the third. So it was just like every time it was new strategy, and which is what you should be doing as competitors.
Yeah. So let's talk about Iowa, because Spencer is back. Yeah. 2 wins. He did not give up a point. He had a tech fall and a major.
Man, Jarrett Lane, he's bendy, huh?
Bendy is long. Spencer looks small next to Lane. Mm-hmm. He is not the biggest 25, as we know, but he's a beast. He got to his positions. He was shooting his high crotch and getting in. You could tell it was his first match. Yeah. First match is back. I thought the second match, he did what he had to do. He had to get tough and get the major there. You could tell he probably wasn't feeling his best, like didn't have his like full energy. But it was, it was clearly not the best version of Spencer Lee we've ever seen either. But it was great to see him back. It's adds a new wrinkle of excitement. Now Vito's down at 125. This is going to be, I don't know if it's the toughest 25 he's wrestled in. I think it probably is, though, because Soriano's back. His freshman year 25 was really, really tough with NATO, with Cruz, who was a returning champ.
Team Puerto Rico, baby.
Soriano. So that was a really tough year, but now it's going to be on par with Nick back. Vito's looks great, and he dominated Brody Teskey and Glory. So it's going to be high stress at the NCAA tournament for Iowa and Spencer Lee fans, because it's just like, how good is he going to be?
Don't forget Brandon Courtney. He killed Sam Latona. We're talking about those lines. Latona was scrapping, almost stayed under the line, but I don't think he did. Courtney looked really good in that match.
Yes. He is really good. And then
Latona did stay under the line by half a point.
Did I get that one right too?
You got that right, because Courtney got up by 4 early, and then I don't think he got a takedown in the third period. JD, compliments on the line, bro.
Gone after it. One more takedown, one more point.
Did he know you were on the line?
He knew it. CP paid him off.
Yeah, JD, you did a great job with the lines. Because the Edmond one also, Edmond got a late takedown and a cut to lose by 3 and not by 4.
Yes.
Which may be the winner on that one. Yes.
Killed me.
Love it. So I remember, you guys will probably remember, it was Spencer's, I forget which year. Who knows? The 1920 season. He had the first match of the year against Gutierrez of Chattanooga, and he didn't look great at the end of that match either. It's something, not something we haven't seen with Spencer, where, and to be fair, he won 16-5. But I don't think there's any cause for additional alarm with Spencer. He's winning, and ultimately, I feel like with Spencer, we're probably not going to know until he hits one of these good guys. Now, he could wrestle Camacho today. You have to assume Spencer's going to wrestle today, but also I don't think you do assume that. Like, I think he'll weigh in, but they may
Camacho lost a certain yesterday, though. So, you know what? Those ACC 125 last year for a point, they were number 2 and number 3.
Yeah,
they're both struggling this year. I don't know if they're cutting too much weight, or I don't know what the deal is, but they are not the same dudes this year as they were last year.
I doubt it's cut related with Camacho. I don't think so. But for Latona, certainly that is a potential factor there. Well, maybe a little bit of it is they were still sort of unknown commodities to a degree last year.
Sure.
They came into the year ranked pretty high. They all had a limited schedule, so they didn't get to, and then it kind of played out. Remember, Camacho didn't place, and Latona did not place high.
Yeah, that's true.
So
good point.
It was one of those things where some of the rankings were sort of strange throughout last year, because you didn't have the CKLVs and the duels and all the matches where they can beat each other up. So, maybe it's just a regression to the mean. So Spencer's back, 1 knee brace, 1 sleeve, and it's good to see him back. Michael Kimmer apparently did weigh in, but he clearly was never going to wrestle, at least yesterday. He sat there with sneakers on the bench. You could see him.
He's got to wrestle today.
He has a mustache. And that's the thing. So with Kimmer, I don't think we see Kimmer today, because would you make your first match back against Hayden Hidley? Like,
no.
That's not the – that is not. That is not
also, Hayden Hidley is a brawler. Like, if you're worried about him staying healthy, Hayden Hidley will toss you around into some boards, onto some cement.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll throw you anywhere. Ask Anthony Valencia. This guy's
also shout out to Anthony Valencia for winning Mexican Nationals and then flying to Florida.
Had to be some stiff competition there. Getting on that team. Okay. So we mentioned the Humphreys win over Caleb Young. Definitely the sneakiest major of all time. It was 2-2 going in the third, or something like that. And then he got double leg power half twice, almost pinned, and then lost. Also,
Iowa's seniors they're not there. I don't want to say well, a little bit. They're kind of regressing, right? Max Murin losing to Manzona Bryant. Caleb Young has not looked great so far this year. Marinelli's, he's Marinelli-ing, but I would say maybe not as impressive as the other years. Kemmerer still hasn't wrestled.
Ben, Missouri couldn't pull it off against NC State, so we get Marinelli, O'Toole.
What the heck, Tiger style?
That was a fun duel.
We can yell at it was a fun duel. We can yell at Tiger style in a second, but let's put a cap on this Iowa thing. I think
we got to talk about this Ironman Simon match.
I didn't watch it.
He got down big.
Hold on. The ref got totally tricked by the oldest trick in the book. I couldn't believe he fell.
What's the oldest trick in the book?
Okay. So one, Jaden gave up the sloppiest takedown. I don't know what he was even trying. He basically double-legged himself. He gets taken down.
What?
And Dresden, he basically pulled the guy into a double leg. Then Dresden goes right to the wrist, rolls through.
13-12? What?
It was classic. So Dresden goes right to a tilt, rolls him through on the edge. They recover. Okay. Dresden keeps the tight waist the whole time and just shows the ref the one hand. And the ref
awarded the cross dress. He had the wrist still.
He kept right here. Yeah, he kept this wrist, which is basically the thing you need.
Yes.
And the ref gave the near fall, which you are not. That is not when you give the. He's got to let that wrist go. But he tricked him. He tricked him well. He distracted him with.
Did he score the second tilt or no?
He got 4 more. Yes.
What?
He went right
to
it.
Houdini.
Yeah, he got him with the Houdini. He tricked him big time. But that's the oldest trick in the book. David Taylor, I remember he tricked the ref against Cody on in the scuffle final. It's like, guys, if they've got the cross wrist, you can't give it anyway. So then he's up. He's up huge, 11-2.
Yeah, 11-2.
And then Ironman just like, okay, take down, put him on his back, take down, ride out, win. It was like very methodical.
Yeah.
And it was sort of obvious he was good. I think Simon was pretty tired at the end. But it was a crazy match for sure. Okay, go ahead, Ben.
What? I guess we're talking about the NC State Missouri match.
Yeah.
Also, return of Abe Assad. We didn't mention that.
Abe is back. I don't know if he's going to be their man going forward or whatever. But Nelson's still wrestling at 174.
Crazy.
Yep.
No, NC State, Missouri. Obviously, I'm disappointed in Missouri. But Certain got a big upset over Camacho, so that's positive. They lost 33. 33, they're struggling there. 41 they won that one, but kind of boring. 49, Tariq and Edmond was fun. I think Edmond got 2 takedowns, but Tariq is just better than him at this point in time. What else?
Ed Scott over JQs.
Yeah.
JQs. Listen, JQs, he got to get his shit together, man. You want me to do coach talk again? JQs.
Yeah.
The effort's not there. Bro, you got ridden out by Ed Scott. Get your ass up. Get off bottom. Let's go. Get some more takedowns. I mean, I've been very disappointed in Jarrett JQs this year. Let me look at his record. It's not very good, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, but listen, I was fired up during the Keegan and Bullard match. And actually last week, Keegan and I talked about Bullard is like a clingy dude. So JQ has 4 losses this year. Definitely not ideal. I mean, they're all decent, but not great. But Bullard needs to lose his damn man card. And the referee, which I'm telling you guys all kinds of things about stalling today, because I had all kinds of people stalling against me. If you were up bottom and the top man is trying to cut you, and your move is to hold their leg, that's stalling. The second you reach back, that you ain't trying to wrestle him, boy. You're trying to hold on now and get your ass whooped. That's what's happening. And Bullard, you're in your 6th year of college. You're in your 6th. That's disappointing. 6th year of college, you lose your man card for that, man. Get up and wrestle a man.
So I think he understood the assignment. 3rd period, it's a dual meet. I'm supposed to not get majored by Keegan O'Toole. That's my job. Actually, that's the unsaid thing in the match. And you love duels. This is stuff that manifested maybe in a tournament, maybe a different thing. Maybe he goes a little wilder to get it, but it's like, man, I start rolling around with this dude. I get up on my
that was
feet.
6th grade stuff. He reached back and just clung onto it. And you know what? You know the most hilarious thing, Christian? This man has done that tactic so many times. He had like moves behind it. So he would like get up to his knee and kind of hook his leg in there. The one time he kind of like almost picked it up. Like this man, I think Wrestling Fanatic makes. Hey, listen, if you want to buy my technique DVDs on Wrestling Fanatics, now Thomas Bullard or Dalton, I don't know which one that is anymore. When he graduates, well, I guess you can. I don't know what.
Daniel.
What are the damn Bullards?
He's inventing Bullard.
There is a Dalton Bullard. I know there's a Dalton Bullard. Look it up on Wrestle Standard Track Wrestling or something. I know there's a Dalton Bullard.
Dalton Bullard exists somewhere on this.
He does. I know Dalton Bullard exists. I didn't make that up. Listen, this man, Wrestling Fanatics, go to Raleigh, North Carolina. This man's going to make a Stalling for Experts DVD. Stalling for Experts. He has some tricks. This man knows how to stall.
It appears Dalton Bullard wrestled in 2008 at Illinois.
I knew it. Look at yes.
Okay.
I knew it. Dalton Bullard. I called it.
Shout out Dalton Bullard. Man, Tyler, quick with the roster pull. Look at that picture. Shout out Dalton Bullard.
Okay. Stalling for Pros by Daniel Bullard, not Dalton. It's coming out on Wrestling Fanatics in 3 months.
This was Tommy.
One of the damn. They'll make a. So if they're wrestling each other, if they're twins and they're wrestling each other, which one's going to try to stall?
I don't know. We'll never know because I think Daniel is retired. But yeah, so Keegan unable to get the bonus point due to some tactical decisions from Thomas Bullard. That's going to happen to him.
Yes.
That happened to you.
It happened. Yeah, we talked about that. That one, I don't know if you guys watched the match, but the one outside step he hit in the 3rd period. Oh my God. It was
he just fell on his face.
He fell on his face.
He just fell straight down. Looked like Bubba Jenkins reincarnated there.
It was so good.
It was really nice. Listen, I have to stop you before you. I can't. We're friends. I can't let you get this takeoff. I'm protecting you from yourself. You cannot get on this show and say that Trent Hidley was pinned. You cannot say that.
You cannot say that. He was pinned. JD telling me he was pinned. Watch
you can get a still with him. Like,
no, it was 2 seconds. I counted 1, 2. Play the Tyler. Go to my Twitter.
That's not 2 seconds.
Tyler, go to my Twitter. You don't need a 2 second. 1, 2. No, he's flat.
No.
Listen, watch. 1, 2. Oh, he's so pinned. He is so pinned. It's gross, Christian. Listen. I'll give you that. It was lucky. It was for sure lucky. This man.
It's not even a move. He was trying a great.
It doesn't have to be a move, Christian. Let me tell you the rule book. The rule book's really simple. I flipped to page 7. Shoulders are flat. That means I pressure compression.
For how long? That's not long enough.
Listen, watch in college wrestling. That is too long. That is too long. The ref wasn't in position.
Ask Mickey Philippi.
Watch David Carr, Kendall Coleman. David Carr, Kendall Coleman was like that.
Half an hour.
It was half a second.
You're on crack.
David, yes, you're on crack.
I do crack. I smoke it. But he was not pinned. That would have been the worst pin call of the year by far.
No, it wouldn't. Watch.
Yeah, it would.
Christian, this was on Flow. This was on Flow. You probably watched it. David Carr, Kendall Coleman was way faster.
No, it wasn't.
It was. Bring it up. Tyler! Bring it up.
I don't think it was faster.
It was way faster. Are you kidding me? It was like the second that he touched, they slapped the mat. It's just in ridiculous situations like this, the referee is not prepared for what's going to happen. I wasn't prepared for it either, because what kind of man gets stuck in a Granby roll? That was weird. That was really strange. I did not see that coming.
Why did he put his arms out?
I have no idea. Like I said, the execution was weird. No one expected that to happen.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't call the pin. That'd have been a really cheesy pin call. That obviously
Christian, you can say cheesy, you can say lucky, but we do have rules here in wrestling. If your shoulders go flat, that's a pin. I'm sorry that you don't like how it happened.
That is not the rule.
Your shoulders went down. Let me find me the rule book. It says shoulders flat. College wrestling rule book. Okay, I'm gonna find it.
Oh wait, we had it.
Wrestling.
He's pulling it in there.
Which one's he pulling? The rule book or the? Okay, all.
He's got the rule. The ultimate way to approximately reward full 6 points.
Putting both shoulders on the mat.
There's a time component as well.
No, it doesn't say. I don't see a time right there.
That's not the rule,
Christian.
Book.
College wrestling, they call a pin fast. Have you not watched college wrestling? Because they call it fast. Your shoulders are down. Boom, done. They don't wait. It's not this high school stuff like, ooh, I see a centimeter under there. No pin. No, it's fast. Hold on, I'm finding the rule book.
We're all looking.
I'm downloading the PDF.
That's what I'm downloading right now.
Why don't we pull up
I don't add it to my damn card.
Pull up the Coleman. Yeah. Pull up Coleman car.
Yeah, Coleman car. Watch how fast this is, Christian. Watch how fast this happens. Okay. Right there. He's not flat. He's not flat. Oh, boom, done. It's already over. It's already over.
All right. I think we're gonna have to edit this entire portion of the show out. A fall occurs
that was so fast. Look how fast that is right there. Boom. Oh. That was so fast. Because in the beginning, his shoulder wasn't actually down.
Do you want to? I'm about to validate you, Ben. So
Thank you.
Let me read
Let's
the rule book.
Okay, go.
For Article 1, fall. A fall occurs when any part of the shoulders or both part of the scapulae of either wrestler is held in contact with the mat for 1 second. Uh-oh.
That was way greater than 1 second. Put it back up. I'm going to hit my timer. Okay, Tyler, bring that back up one time. I've got my stopwatch ready. Can we get it? All right. Rewind it. This is in real time, folks. All right. I'm ready when you are.
1.
I got 1.6 seconds. 1.6. That's what I got.
I don't know. I think
you got a heavy finger. It might be 1 second, though.
It might be 1 second, but it might not be. All right. We need an agreed upon point in time. Let's do it one more time. I'm really good. I've been timing Caleb a lot for his Rubik's Cube, so I'm very precise. Let's get it.
Put it again. Put it up there again.
One more time. Now, 1.45.
The problem is, like, when he starts rolling, you never expect anyone to stop with both shoulders on the mat, and he just stops. He doesn't. So when he hits the initial roll, he doesn't even get that shoulder back off the mat to then come back. It just never leaves the mat. It just goes down and it stays down.
So, hey, one thing I remember vividly having a conversation with a ref about Granby positions. I'm like, hey, why don't you see more pin calls on the Granby? He's like, it's in the book or in the thing. One of the interpretations is you're supposed to allow them to like complete the move or blah 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 with specifically the Granby roll. Yeah, I remember having a specific conversation with an official about it. So maybe that was what was in the guy's mind. Listen, it was pretty quick. Yeah, for him, the ref was not out of position. He was right there looking at it.
Yeah.
He just didn't call the fall.
Well, he was a little slow.
He saw the whole thing. He's right there. He's on their feet.
Well, if he would have saw the whole thing, he would. You know what he could have done? No. Because some of these really, really obese refs do it. He could have done the foot stomp. The foot stomp. Could have done that. Boom.
With the bass
I'm not down there, but I see it. I'm just stomping my foot right now.
There's a ref, and I've seen that. That happens more than you think. That happens in Virginia. It's a good one. I appreciate the footfall call. Okay, so Trent Hadley was pinned. I'm sorry, Trent.
He really was pinned.
Listen, Kendall Coleman was way more pinned.
No, he wasn't. It was way faster.
I don't think so.
You just expected it because once he tilts him.
That's where your bias, Ben.
No, hold on. Once he tilts, guys, relax 1 second. Once he tilts him, you're like, you know it's imminent. Like, oh, this shoulder is going to go down in a second. So you're mentally ready for it. And the shoulder's not down. And then the second it goes down, boom, it's done. Right? Yes. Because you were ready for it. But both shoulders in the chemical match were not down longer than the Hidley match. There's no way, guys.
Yeah.
We can time it again. I got my timer right here. Hey, but I will listen, I've been giving a lot of shit on the show. Trent Hidley, you hustled your butt off to get that major. If I'm your coach,
yes, he did.
I'm holding a big old piece of wood, and I want you to smash it after the match. I want you to just boom, headbutt it right there. How do they not? I want. Great job, Trent Hidley. Even though
they should have some plywood there for Trent to destroy. Yeah. He needs to destroy something. I think on a daily basis, there's something's got to go. It's a chair, a desk. I think they should just keep plywood around it.
When you work hard,
for Trent's sake.
Yes, when you work hard and you get a major like that, you need to destroy something.
Yeah, Trent gets plywood. Trent wins. Trent gets plywood.
That's like I'm teaching my son somehow. I don't know how I'm going to find this video, but the other day I don't know where I was. I might have gone up to wrestling or something. How do I find let's see if I'm going to see if I can find it on here. Oh, damn, it's not here. So he just starts telling my wife, he's like, I'm mad and I need to smash something. So my wife got him a cardboard box and a rubber mallet, and he was just smashing the box with the rubber mallet.
Man, Ozzy's a legend already. What a beast. I love that he's utilizing coping skills at such a young age. That's wonderful.
Oh my gosh, guys, hold on. We got to talk about the 97-pound match because the NC State guy did a great job there also. Dalton Bullard is in the YouTube chat.
No.
Yes, he says, I do exist.
Oh, what up, D-Bull?
What?
Yeah.
This is some are saying it's a Christmas miracle.
I think I actually know. You know what? I like in the moment. I thought Dalton Bullard was one of the Bullard twins, but I think I actually know Dalton Bullard maybe because that's kind of my era-ish. So that's why.
Did you pin him in the Southwest Missouri Open?
I want to say he was a littler guy. That's my recollection is that he's a smaller guy.
Well, the roster has his weight class, so we could.
What is it? I think.
How many? Wait, this is a different one. This says 133.
No, yeah, smaller guy. There we go.
Well, we had the same guy, different school. That's fine.
Belvedere, Illinois.
Shout out to Dalton Bullard.
Damn, this dude wrestled in Nebraska and Illinois and whatever school you have up.
He was Nick Suriano before Nick Suriano.
Boom.
Was Nick Suriano. Okay. Where do we want to go next?
Oh, no, we got to talk about, like I said, this is sad for Missouri.
It is sad.
But Trumbull wrestled his ass off, man. Rocky Elam
had to hustle.
Rocky Elam was working hard on his single leg. Trumbull, he was tough on the defense, man. His defensive skills were really good on that single leg. And then he rode the crap out of him in the second period.
He did ride him tough. Trumbull's come a long way. And Elam, it reminded me of his junior world final where he was on that single for ever. But he got the finish there. And he actually finished a tough single in I think it was the first period against Trumbull. Yep. But then Trumbull won a scramble, got the ride, and
he got the ride in the second period, and it was 2-2, and then he won the scramble in the third period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So big win there for Trumbull, who's got some big wins in his career. Who did he beat last year? That was
he beat someone really good early. Who was it? Virginia Tech.
Was it Bonacorsi? Was it
Bonacorsi? Yeah, something like that.
I think it was Bonacorsi. Anyway, so Trumbull's coming along. Not surprising. He's shown promise last year, and now more tight. He was a true freshman last year, I do believe. Yeah, and I'm looking right here. Yeah, it was Nino. He beat him 6-1.
Dang,
that's pretty solid.
That was a good win. Yeah. So then, because I actually thought this duel was going to go 5-5. And then I thought it was going to be determined by bonus points, which is why me and Keegan were talking about it last week. Hidley obviously got the bonus point. Keegan did not. But then the Elam match went the other way. So before that, it was Camacho. I thought Camacho was going the other way, and I thought Jake Hughes was going to go the other way. So I thought those would be flipped.
Also, who did NC State wrestle at heavyweight? Because it wasn't Wilson or the other guy that's been starting. It wasn't Trev. Tyree Houghton.
Yeah, they've wrestled him before.
Okay. Well, he almost beat Elam was 6'5". How many heavy? They're stockpiling. Pat Pop needs to share some heavies.
Pat Pop he does a good job at every weight.
He's a stockpiler.
He's a hoarder.
Is Pat Pop a doomsday prepper? His wrestling roster would suggest he might be, because he's got a lot of good wrestlers.
Yeah. NC State, I'm sorry. He is 11-4 on the year. He has losses to Elam, Laird, Katka, and Deontay Wilson, also of NC State.
All good wrestlers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to blow my nose. Give me like 12 seconds. I'll be right back.
Man, and I had too much coffee. I'm out of my my rhythm here. I'm going to have to be an Iron Man to finish this show without having to pee. Or a regular Coach Boffman. I'm going to try to do that. Okay. Any other notable
Boffman, okay? He held it till 2 p.m.
I'm no Boffman. I'm lucky if I make it to 10:45. Any other super notable results that from Florida before we talk about what's coming up today?
Back.
I think we hit the major results. I'm skimming through. Check out the box score.
Oh no, we missed an important one.
Hit me.
Dude, Parker Keckheisen wrestled his butt off. He just gave up one takedown against Aaron Brooks, 3-2. He was in on a handful of good attacks. Aaron Brooks obviously really good defensively. And then Parker, the one, he gave up one good leg attack and he got taken down on that. So that was really unfortunate. But yeah, that was close, and he was pushing the pace on him.
A lot of guys got to feel. I think if you're Keckheisen, you got to feel like, hey, I can wrestle with this guy. I don't think it was the best Aaron, coming off, he missed time for reasons. So, but it's still notable. And then, for Starachi, for him to show vulnerability, Max Dean showing vulnerability, some really good guys looking like they can be picked off there. But yeah, for Keckheisen, that's got to be an encouraging result. And I think for Brooks, Keckheisen's always been on the radar as someone that can probably wrestle him pretty tough.
They've had relatively competitive matches since. It was actually one of the guys that Parker always wrestled well when he was in high school. And there was guys who were way worse than Aaron Brooks that he would not wrestle that well against.
Yes.
Just stylistically. I think because he can match up with them athletically. Which I guess that goes into, I don't want to say another story, but this is something we brought up a lot, is like the way Penn State's developed guys over the course of the last 12 years. Aaron Brooks and Carter Starocki winning 3-2 matches, that can't be what they want, right? Those guys both won 3-2 matches yesterday, and by that time, so I think Brooks in his 4th year post high school and Starocki's 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
These guys should be, if we're talking about the trends, now obviously their previous ones have set very high bars for them. But if we're talking about the trends of Penn State's greats, actually looks like Aaron Brooks in his 5th year post, or maybe wrestled in a college tournament in high school.
No, you're right, because remember he had the Corona year. He won last year. This is his 3rd year as a varsity athlete, and he had maybe 1 or 2 years.
Gray shirt, maybe.
He had because he had the OTC year, which was his senior season. So his senior year of high school. So he was there, but I don't think he gray shirted. He just took a regular red shirt and then wrestled.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, but either way, right? By this point in time, whether it's Ruth or Taylor, Zane, Nickel, Nolf, they're separating the gap between themselves and their opponents. Whereas, Keckeisen's obviously a top 4 guy, but Foka, where's Foka at the rankings right now? He's quite a bit lower, So, that's Penn State, that's not promising, I don't think.
Other than Zane, one of the Penn State legends became a bonus point monster after they had success. Taylor always was. Well, Nolf and Nickel came out the gate destroying. Ed Ruth.
Yes. But the but is, Christian, all the red shirts year they were not. David Taylor, Jason Nolf, Ruth, and Nickel were not nearly as good as red shirts, right? So that the development in that first year to their second year. And that's why I'm saying, but to your point, and then obviously Zane would be, true freshman year, redshirt year, and then so his third year.
Yes.
And I guess Nick Lee, what do you want to say about Nick Lee? Because he is a significant bonus point guy. And Roman's obviously even getting better at bonus pointing also.
Is he?
Let me look.
A little bit.
It feels like it.
It's definitely marginal. It's definitely not like...
He hasn't wrestled the best guys yet.
Compared to the jumps we saw, not even jumps, just compared to the bonus clip that we've seen. That I think, listen, they have guys that are neutral. They win by not getting taken down and getting the takedowns, and they get the rides when they have to. That's just like, that's how these guys are going to win national titles. That's how they won titles last year. And I don't see at the NCAA tournament these guys all of a sudden turning into. I mean, how Carter Starachi won that match is like how he's going to win NCAAs, right? It's going to be.
So Roman's got 5 of 6 this year. And he has 1 non-bonus, and he was working hard for it. The Oregon State guy wrestled him hard.
Yeah, he's good,
and he's solid. But so I'll guess, and it wasn't close. It was a 5-point win, right? But I guess maybe I was just so he has 5 of 6, but maybe because yesterday he looked good, and I know those guys are good, not great, but he pinned Biscaglia and then he killed LaJoy, so maybe that's why I was feeling that way.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I mean, Biscaglia and LaJoy compared to Parker Keckheisen.
Yeah, sure,
and then he dominated. Okay. Brooks dominated Jonathan Lowe. He looked good there. And then who was Carter's other match? I didn't watch his UNI bout.
I think he kicked the guy's butt. It was
Stonefelder.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
So I mean, the bonus points may not be there this year.
Yeah, they need to develop the other weights too. And I know we're talking about maybe them getting Hildebrand, but dude, they're not good at 25. Bartlett's not. I'm sorry, Bartlett's is not that. He ain't gonna get done. 57 and 65 are rough.
Yeah, those are rough spots.
Yeah,
but I think they can have those rough spots and still win it all. What they're gonna do from 74 up is gonna be high powered, and then 33 or 41 are good enough. And Hildebrand, when he comes, he'll score points. Will he score? He maybe only will score 2.5. And maybe he gets on. Maybe he can place, but he's not someone that's going to enter that top 5 conversation. He's not in the Vito, Glory, Spencer, Soriano, even Courtney. I don't know the way Courtney's looking. And 25's really tough. So I'm not sure how much help he's going to be. He's going to help him a lot in dual meets. He's going to help him in the Iowa duel. I mean, he's now. He may not help that much in the Iowa duel because it could be a difference between getting pinned,
for real,
which would definitely happen, or maybe a major or a tech. I think Spencer's teched him before. Spencer Lee. I should always have that up. But I don't know how much he's going to help, but it's certainly an improvement.
Yeah. Dude, Spencer, I just keep thinking when I'm watching. I watched both the Spencer's matches yesterday because he's must-see TV, and not the rest of Iowa's dual meets. But dude, just the way he folds people with that chop, it's like there's literally I can't think of one person in the history of wrestling that's done it. Even Robles he would sometimes have trouble getting the wrist, but the thing was once he got the wrist, then it was like he had the wrist, right? It was over. You weren't getting it back. Spencer, just the way he is, it's like, dude, can you guys name one other person in the history of wrestling that's been able to do that?
This how easily he gets the elbow on the mat and then works from there. It's
for real.
J.O. had a vicious chop, and I remember he was using it a ton his freshman year. That's why he was giving Ness so many problems in that semi. If you remember, J.O. almost made the finals as a freshman. He had a really good chop, but no, not really. I mean, and this is a different sort of thing. I mean, just how helpless those guys look under there, and how bad they stall. You want to talk? I think the refs are pretty wise to it.
Well,
but these guys are not. These guys are not progressing.
Dude, I don't know if they're stalling. I mean, so they. No. I mean, hold on. Let me just tell. I'm open to either choice. Let me talk through this stuff. We're literally saying right now that we've never seen with anyone in the history of wrestling full arms like this, like just right. He does it to literally everybody. So if he's that much stronger, so are they really stalling, or are they? And listen, I'm open to either one right now. Are they doing the best they can? Because to me, when I watch them dudes, it's like yesterday. Not when I'm talking about all the matches. I'm talking about yesterday. Those dudes were fighting their ass off. I know Brock Berglund actually coached for us this summer at AWA. He didn't wrestle for us in high school, but he thought he was gonna be done with school, and he got called back because Hildebrandt left. Dude, these dudes were fighting. They were trying to get out. Now, it might have been just peeling a wrist or like lifting their arm out or building a base. They couldn't get very far. They were trying.
I thought there were times, and I'll have to go back and rewatch now that you're saying this, but I thought there were times where Lane looked like he actually was at his base and didn't want to go any further. He didn't want to try to reach back and get hands or do anything that would involve progression that would put him in a more vulnerable position. That was my
I feel like when they get to like, I think both of them, so it was Lane and Berglund, they would get the inside leg pivoted up, and just like if they went to quad, it was just going to be so easy for Spencer to crush. So they were like trying to get there and then they'd be back down. And I wish I could shrink myself to be a 125 pounder and then go feel what it felt like.
Dude, I bet you would be able to. I don't care how big you are. I'm sure you'd be able to sort of understand. I'm not saying he'd turn you.
I rolled with Robles. It was so hard for me to understand because I was just so much larger.
Yeah.
The feeling of helplessness,
I don't know. You buying this, JD? I think Robles probably turned him up.
You might have turned.
Okay. All right, here's a question. If Robles got your wrist and you were flat on your belly, would he be able to turn you?
There'd be a chance he would get a 2 count, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely not holding me there for the length of the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way Spencer wrestles and destroys people on top is, I don't know. To me, I was watching. I was like, they got to hit this guy again. But they do. They hit him a fair amount with Spencer's on top. He's not one of these guys that they just kind of let him fight, and there's no sympathy for the wrestler underneath typically with him. But yeah, he starts his season 17-0 and 8-0 wins over solid guys. Jared Lane is solid. Brock Berglund's okay. He probably won't qualify, but I think Lane will.
I think they both got called for stalling though, which I'm fine with.
Yes. Yeah, I am too. He's now the question is, so Iowa's wrestling NC State. And the two biggest matches are the two biggest will they happen matches in my mind. Will Spencer wrestle Camacho?
Yeah.
Will Kimmer wrestle Hidley? It would seem like Kimmer is not going to wrestle Hidley. And it would seem like
that would be shocked.
If I had to guess, I think we'll get one of those matches. I think we'll get Spencer Camacho. But if we didn't see, I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's like, is he really going to start his season after not wrestling at all with 3 matches in 2 days? Including this one against a really tough guy. But then again, are they going to need him to win this duel?
Yeah, let's go through the duel real quick.
Let's do it. So it'd be helpful if we had like a sheet to kind of be looking at.
Down in the doc, dude.
Okay, Mr. Doc, Mr. JD.
Oh, there is. It's in the doc. Let's see where. Week 6, maybe? No, those are the picks.
Not in the sheet. In the
got it. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Wait, are we in this episode 733? And don't you have a label 732?
Yeah, I do think this is 733.
There's no way to know for sure.
Just make sure when you upload it, it's the right number. Okay, so let's get to it.
Yeah.
Spencer Lee versus Camacho. How do we think this match goes? This version of Spencer Lee versus Jacob Camacho.
Major for Spencer, maybe a tech.
I would say major.
Okay.
I think it's a major decision for Spencer over Camacho. But if he doesn't wrestle, it's a 7 to 8 point swing because Camacho would beat Jesse Ibarra.
Yes.
So they need him here. DeSanto, I thought, looked really good yesterday.
Yep. Neither opponent was great, but yeah.
No. How do we think this goes for
Reed's having a decent season. He's undefeated with wins over Trombley and Connor Brown, but it's DeSanto.
Let's say another major.
Sure. I'm good with that.
8-0. Ironman versus Jack Ryan.
Jack.
Yeah, he wrote. JD wrote Jack Ryan, who I believe is he's an action star or something. He's a fictional character, but he's real. He's real to all of us. Yes, Ironman. How much Ironman though? You saying another major?
Maybe a major.
A lot of respect. A lot of respect for the Jack family. Yeah. You never know with Jaden. He'll do some crazy
Sometimes he gets down 11-2.
But Dresden's ranked 6th in the country. Ryan Jack is not.
Good. Yeah, Ryan
okay,
Jack,
so we're saying 12-0 Iowa going into 49.
Yep.
Tariq the Freak against Max Murin.
Tariq,
this is a Tariq decision. So 12-3. Yep. Caleb Young versus Ed Scott. As good as Ed looked against JQs, you gotta say Young gets a close decision here.
So Ed Scott is 14-1 on the season. He has JQs is his best win. He lost AJ Kovacs, who also wrestles. This is what I'm talking about, the depth. Here's the depth of NC State. His loss is to AJ Kovacs. He also has a pin against AJ Kovacs from North Carolina State. He also has wrestled Derek Fields. Derek Fields is tough too, also at NC State.
Yes.
I'm going to go Eddie Scott with the upset.
So, I don't know, man. That is tough. If I'm Scott's crazy. He can wrestle like a honey badger, super aggressive. I'd come at Caleb Young.
Yeah, Eddie Scott is just,
are we calling him Eddie now?
We've been battling this dude forever. Keegan battled him to a 3-3 tiebreaker ride out at Flow Nationals when they're both freshmen in high school.
That's right.
That's how long. And he's a little dumpy looking dude. I'm like, oh, Keegan's gonna roll this dude up. And then Ed Scott comes out there and fights like a honey badger. I'm like, damn, that dude's tough. Wow.
He is tough.
He's tough. So he gets in your face. He's clingy. He's scrappy in every position. Pretty solid upper body. I'm going to go Ed Scott, 3-2.
You're going to Eddie. Okay. I'm all for calling him Eddie moving forward, even though I don't think anyone ever has. We can just make that his new name now.
Okay.
I'm going with Young there. I think Young, especially after losing yesterday. So this is not going well for NC State.
No. Marinelli wins.
And now Tommy Bullard, he's holding for the decision loss here.
Actually, I think there's someone. So he does have not great basics. He doesn't move his feet well, but if he gets in those scrambles, he can waste a lot of time. I want to say there was someone, maybe it was Marinelli that killed him.
Marinelli majored him last year.
Yeah.
At the NC2As. And he majored him the year before, too.
Yeah. Bad stylistic matchup. I'm going major.
And 12-4. I'm saying dual meets are different. I'll say he keeps it within 7 or less.
Okay.
18-3. But, listen, Ben, you're going the major here. All I heard was how Marinelli can't wrestle. The only way he could beat Keegan is if he doesn't wrestle him. But now you're saying he can.
Keegan's good at wrestling. Daniel Bullard, not really.
Daniel.
This is Thomas.
Whichever one.
We're talking about Marinelli.
Well, but his opponent matters.
Okay. Well,
if you it's not like
against this opponent, the guy that you're saying can't wrestle with Marinelli, or that Marinelli shouldn't wrestle with him.
Yeah.
You're predicting a major.
Correct.
When your guy did not major this guy.
Because this is easy stylistic. Tommy Bullard is really difficult to score in those scrambles, and they wasted 2 minutes. Marinelli is not going to. He's going to finish clean on him, right? And so this is what we talked about with Keegan. It's like, don't get in the. I know you're going to win these scrambles, but it's going to waste a lot of time. Don't get in these scrambles. And then the other obvious is the third period wasn't wrestling. That dude was stalling his butt off. Give me a break.
Yeah. Okay. So we have it 18-3. It's not going to be 18.
No, I picked Ed Scott. So I have it. Yeah. I have it 15-6.
15-6.
Trent.
Now
Trent are going to win.
Yes, they are.
How much?
I think you got to go decision.
I go decision. Hayden, major Trent.
I think that's how I would call it. I think between those two matches, there's one bonus point for NC State. And I would so that would be 7 points for NC State out of the Hidley exchange. I don't know where it would come. Definitely,
I have it 15-13. You have it.
Listen, Nelson got majored by, I think, Kane. Was it Kane last year at NCAA? Yeah. It's possible.
Yes,
and especially with the dual meet, and Hayden's going to know what he needs to do to get this. He could push for it. That's why duels are exciting. So we'll say 18-6, and then 18
I have it. You have it 18-10. I have it 15-13.
15-13. Okay. Yep. Jacob Warner versus Isaac Trumbull.
Let's go Trumbull for the upset. He beat Rocky Elam. I'm not so sure about it. I think it's a coin flip, but why not?
Man. So I like Trumbull in this. I mean, would you have Elam, Warner head up? Who would you have taken coming into this weekend?
Elam.
It's a really close match.
I would have picked Elam over Trumbull and Warner. Trumbull impressed me. I'm going Trumbull. I think it's still a coin flip though. It's not like for sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna pick Trumbull as well here.
Ooh. So I have it 16-15 NC State.
And then Big Tone's gonna lay the smackdown.
Slim Tone's gonna pull it home for Iowa.
Yeah, he's gonna bring it home. So close match. There's potential there. I think for NC State, the things you're going to highlight here are, 1, Hope Spencer doesn't wrestle. 2, Ed, you need, I think the biggest upset opportunities to me look like Scott over Young.
Yep.
Trumbull over Warner.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe DeSanto and Ironman holding them to decisions.
Yeah.
Those would probably be upsets.
Yeah. If Spencer Lee doesn't wrestle, this duel is in the balance, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you had it come down to heavyweight with Spencer.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not going to want to lose. Listen, they haven't dueled. You remember the last time these two teams dueled?
Yeah.
Carver Hawkeye. Yep. It was NC State put it on Iowa.
Yes.
That was the year they didn't wrestle Virginia Tech and they wrestled NC State, and then NC State won. But I don't know if they match up quite. They do not. They definitively do not match up as well.
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, I think NC State, I don't want to say 3 for sure wins, but you think they're highly favored. Tariq, Hidley. So that, that's 3 they're going to get. They're going to have to figure out how to get 2 more and not get bonused a lot, which is that's a tall task. I think Iowa's a significant favorite.
I agree. And there's always a chance we hear Michael Kimmer's music. That would be awesome.
Definitely. Penn State, Arizona State's a lot of fun too. I think this one's easier because there's some not so great guys on both teams.
Right. So Jacob Campbell versus Crane and Courtney.
Courtney by major.
A pin.
A pin?
No. I think 5 or 6 here.
Okay.
It's I'm going 5, but a pin wouldn't surprise me. RBY versus McGee. McGee beat Corbin Myers. Myers is pretty freaking tough. That's a really good win for McGee. I'll take Roman. It's a decision.
Roman decision.
So that makes it 5-3 by my book. Nick Lee, Jesse Vasquez. Nick Lee.
Major.
Yeah. Vasquez underneath is definitely a concern.
Yes.
If he can get away. I don't know. Vasquez is good. How's he done this year?
Not great. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Vasquez. How's he done this weekend? He beat Justin Hoyle and he beat Colin Girardi 9-7. So yeah, I'll say a decision.
In the Girardi match, he was holding on for dear life. It was 8-7, and then Girardi cut him and was going for the last takedown.
And Nick was 18-4 over Cale Happel, who's actually been kind of good, and then 13-3 over Cole Handlovich. So yeah, probably a major. But I think you could do it. I think you could keep it closer. So that makes it 7-5 by my count. Bo Bartlett versus Kyle Parco.
Parco's good, man.
Parco's looked really good. His whole story is crazy because he was like probably not the starter for Fresno going into last year. Then he starts and he places.
Yeah.
So it's 8-7. ASU. Teamer versus Jolie, Negron, whoever they throw out.
Easy. Teamer,
I'll say decision, but he could pin this guy.
You never know with him.
You never know with Ja'Cory. So that's 11-7. You got to be up big going into 74. Valencia major. I don't know if he majors, Edsel.
Come on.
You come on.
Yeah, you're right. He's going to guess. Okay. Edsel, he loses by decision.
Let's see. Let's look for how many
Valencia
times
got tired. Who did he get tired against yesterday? He got up 6-0 against who did he figure? He got up 6-0 and they actually
Alright.
No, Virginia Tech kid.
Alright,
yes. He got up 6-0 with a takedown and a suck back and then held on for dear life.
Dude, Edsel does not give it up easy. He lost by 2, 3, 1, 1. He got pinned by Mark Hall. 2, lost by 3. That's all his losses.
All right.
I don't think he gets
decision. You're right.
It's a decision. Decision for Tony V makes it 14-7. Now it gets Storace versus Zane Coleman.
Tech fall, pin. What do you want?
Let's say Tech.
Okay. 14-12.
14-12. And then
Brooks has almost no pins. You can't give him a pin.
Josh Nummer, Jacob
bad.
Ortiz. They're bad. Let's go Tech here. So 17-14. And then
guess how many pins Aaron Brooks has in 3 years. This duel is going to be
interesting, guys. This duel is very much in the balance.
Well, you didn't guess how many pins Aaron Brooks had in 3 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was trivia. 2.
3.
He pinned Taylor Venz.
He's 3 pins. So he there's a chance. We'll say
there's a chance he gets the pinfall.
Probably not.
Max Dean versus Cordell Norfleet. I would have said
this is fun.
This is kind of spicy. You know how Cardenas wrestled Dean has to give Norfleet some excitement in the Arizona State staff. Can he replicate that game plan? I don't know. I don't think he should probably go under Max Dean. I don't think maybe anyone should outside of Fast Twitch.
There's a couple guys who are good on bottom.
I love Norfleet. This is tough for me, but I think it's going to be winning time for Max Dean. So
probably
I think he gets it done.
It's likely Dean wins, and I think it's likely Kirkville wins. But I think this duel is. I don't want to say it's evident, but I think it's fairly evident that it's 4-4 going into the last 2 weights, right?
Man.
So you're going to have 2 really good matches. The duel is going to be 4-4. Obviously, with significant bonus, it could be if Penn State wins this one, it could be out of reach. But you could also have the bonus kind of go, both directions. And even if Dean wins, it's still within reach when they get to heavyweight.
I agree because I think Courtney could get 6. I think Parco probably not going to major. I mean, Yanni barely did.
57 is where they could get the bonus.
Teamer could pin. And, Valencia could pin. I don't think he'd major, but there's an outside chance that he hits something ridiculous and just pins this guy.
Yeah.
And then at 74 and 84, are there opportunities where these guys can hold it to majors? Maybe so. Maybe.
Yeah.
If they can save 2 bonus points there. Arizona State matches up actually pretty well against Penn State.
Yes.
Kerfleet Schultz.
That's
are
fun.
We giving Schultz?
He beat him by, 6 last year.
Dude, I think Schultz is the favorite there, right?
Yeah. I made the line for that Schultz 1.5.
Have we done this? Have we done these lines yet?
No, they're in the sheet, though.
Damn, he worked him last year, huh? NCAA is 14-8. Wow.
I don't think you just overcome that.
I don't think so. And Schultz is really solid on top, and that's where Kirk had a lot of tummy time.
The birth of tummy time.
Oh man.
Okay. So, JD, I think you should get the people up to speed with the current team score. So that they know, because everyone's been asking me, CP, what's the standings? What's the happening? I say, just wait, it's fine.
I know. Everyone's been asking. CP had a good week. He went 7-1.
Dang.
A lot of people didn't wrestle, but I went 3-5, and Ben went 5-3, making on the season CP is currently in the lead. He's 23-16. Ben's in second, 21-18. And I'm in third with 18-21. Still got Tyler beat, though. Tyler is 6-10.
Hey, JD, great job. Like I said, great job on the lines. There's been a bunch of matches where it's like, it's literally, if it's you make it 2.5, it's literally been like a 2 or a 3. There's been a whole bunch of matches. So that was
good.
It's good.
I hope Vegas doesn't scoop them up. Okay, let's get to these. I haven't looked at these yet, so I don't know what they are.
Oh, man. Wow. There's some tough ones on here, buddy.
Okay. You get it going, JD.
All right. Well, let's start Iowa, NC State. The 3 matches I picked out for this one, 49, 84, and 97. I made Tariq a 2.5 point favorite.
I'm going Tariq.
Okay. 2.5.
That was my thought too.
Mirren covers.
You think Mirren covers? Damn,
yeah.
There's the decent chance. Mirren's hard to whoop. That is true. Golly.
If it was 1.5, I would probably take Tariq, but 2.5, I like the points there for Max Mirren.
This one's big.
If he wrestles.
That's true.
Abe Assad, Trent Hidley. This line's probably right about there. I probably would have maybe went 7.5. So
I called the major, so I got to go with Trent Hidley.
I'll go Abe to cover.
That's a tough one.
It is really tough.
It makes it way tougher that Trent got that major over Kent yesterday.
Yes, that for sure for me.
All right, what Abe needs to do is get him to Granby somehow, but tell the ref beforehand. I'm gonna pin him when he Granby's.
You better slap that mat. How many times
that's funny.
How many times has he been bonused? Looking like a big 0 piece so far. 4-0, 4 points, 4-1. I'll say Abe covers. I'll completely flip.
What? You called a major. We're just talking about
no.
Fence ride, flip-flopping son of a gun.
If you roll the tape, I said that between the two matches. At
one of those 2 8s.
The 2 matches, they'll get a major. So I'm saying, listen, Abe hasn't been majored. It's going to be very important to not get majored. You know what? I've got the Hawks covering 2 big matches.
What if Trent wins by 7?
Then I lose. That's a good. That is what makes it tough because he could prevent the major and still give it up. So I said what I said, but he still never lost by 6 points in his career, including against Clayton Whiting. So
that's true. He would have covered.
He may lose, but he keeps it close. Okay. So I got
97, Jacob Warner, Trumbull. I made Warner a 2.5 point favorite. So you guys are probably going Trumbull.
Trumbull,
yeah.
All day.
I'll go Warner. I'll be a little different. Wins by 3 somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this. So this is probably the easiest one, probably on the sheet.
Yes, I think it is for me.
This one is tough.
This one's really tough. I'm gonna go McGee. He's gonna wrestle tight. He's gonna get beat by like two or 3. I don't think RBY is gonna get to a 5-point win.
Yeah, I'm going McGee. Line's 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 is tough. It's right there in the. You got whooped, but you didn't get the major. You weren't that close. Yes. What's interesting is McGee's top is good. He can ride, but is he gonna ride? He's not gonna ride.
RBY is so hard to ride. I don't want to say impossible, but hard to ride.
Listen. I think Roman needs to get a bonus point here. I think he pushed for it. He may come up short, but I got Roman.
That's a good take right there.
I got Roman covering.
Winning by like
the gap
6
here.
or something like that.
Damn, yeah. You kind of almost talked me into that. Should I choose that too, Christian?
It's probably too late, though.
Put it in. It's too late. We're moving on. Bo Bartlett versus Kyle Parco.
I got
Parco 1.5.
Parco 1.5.
Yeah, I'm going with Kyle Parco.
Yeah, me too. Do we all go Parco?
Yeah, that's a good line though. Dean minus 2.5. Yeah, Dean minus 2.5 against Cordell.
I'm tough. I'm going Dean to cover. He's gonna win by 3 or 4.
He get riding time.
Yeah.
Didn't get away.
Dean to cover.
Riding time, gets away, gets one takedown. Yeah, I'll go Max. Ooh, Schultz minus
Schultz 1.5.
And you made Schultz the favorite. I like that.
I mean, he beat him by 6 last year. It's almost generous that I made the line 1.5.
What are you gonna do here, Ben?
I feel like you're forcing me to pick first. I'm gonna go Schultz.
I'm going Schultz by 1 point.
Ooh, Schultz. I got Schultz to cover.
So Kirk Fleet covers, but Schultz still wins.
Okay.
Gun your head. Let's go.
I'll say Colton. Colton covers.
What did you pick, Ben?
I picked Schultz to cover.
I don't feel great.
These are good lines. These are hard.
Yeah. I'm really not feeling super confident on any of my Arizona State, Penn State picks right now. I feel pretty good about. These are gonna be tough. Vito versus Sam Latona. What is it? Stop putting Sam Latona in these. Stop it. I'm tired of it.
He's under 500 on there. He's 4-5. He's having a rough go, bro.
I'm tired of it. It's just enough's enough. 9.5.
Really,
now you're gonna
we're really piling on.
Vito.
You're picking on the guy.
I'm picking Vito. Vito's on fire.
Hold on. This guy is at his hungriest. It's Christmas time. He's used to eating that good Alabama Southern food. Now he's in Florida. He's hungry, and he's got to wrestle Vito today. It's not right. And then you got these jerks online talking about how bad he's going to lose to Vito. You know what? Just leave him alone.
He beat Teskey by 11 yesterday. What are you picking?
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Vito beat Teskey by 11.
He made your
Latona's covering. Latona's covering.
I think I go Vito.
Yeah, you probably should. But I'm not. Because it's called belief. It's called faith.
Foca Lewis, I made Makai a 1.5 favorite.
Go Makai.
This is scary.
Foca lost I can't pick him after he didn't give more effort on bottom.
I might pick him to cover though.
But then, so that's like Makai. You're saying Makai will win and he'll win by. So like a sudden victory takedown, as close as that match is, you lose.
All right, you swayed me, Makai.
So I like Makai how he finishes. Gosh, this is a crazy one. This is tough. We're all saying Makai covers. That's crazy. Yeah, put me down for Makai. We're gonna look back at this one and slap our faces.
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe not. Josh Edmond versus Manzo. You're really trying to reverse jinx Foca. I see what you're doing. Everyone sees what you're doing, Ben. It's an oldest
Edmond
coaching trick in the book. 2.5.
Edmond too.
And I'm going Humphreys because JQ has been disappointing. So let's go Humphreys.
Right. I'll take Manzona to cover. And then I'll take Humphreys.
I'll go JQ's.
Although 2.5 sort of a lot. I know JQ didn't look great.
A lot, usually.
Yeah.
He does not. He does not. Yeah, put me down for JQ's also.
But hold on, do I need to change?
Too late, it's already locked in.
You're perfect, Ben. I wouldn't change anything.
He lost by 1, 1, 2, and 3 this year.
Yeah.
There's a 3 in there.
There's a 3.
Last year he lost by 1. He lost by 1. Ooh, David Carr whooped him.
He's a whooper. David Carr. We don't talk enough about how freaking outstanding he is, but he is
on the call. Like he's right up there in Hodge talk now.
You did,
but they haven't had any big matches. Is the problem? I mean,
he picked Caleb Coleman. Top 10 guy.
Caleb Coleman. He beasted on Caleb Young. I mean, he's wrestled guys.
6'2" is.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but beasted might be an exaggeration. And then he did almost lose to Rob.
Caleb Young just got majored, and David Carr was not able to major him.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, fine.
All right.
Fine. Forgive me for talking about David Carr.
No, David Carr's great. I'm gonna take the leading picks after today.
Seems unlikely, but it's possible. We'll be watching very closely. It's 10:46. We threaded the needle perfectly. Ben would have peed at 10:02 for
That's
sure. With my current bladder condition,
I have to pee that.
I got so tough today. I am so tough.
So bad.
Oh, so bad. It's and the bathroom is literally right there, and
It's been taunting you the whole show.
Taunting. The deer said I couldn't do it, but thank you guys so much for listening. We won't be back till next week. Holy cow! We hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time. Enjoy the wrestling we've got coming. I don't know if the music's playing. It's a different setup because I'm not in the studio. But I think it's probably playing. We'll say that it's playing, and we'll say it's time to go. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week. Merry Christmas.